Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the New Normal podcast with Lee and Chantelle. What we got going on today, cariño? Oh, shit.
Hello,
Sorry.
Chantel. Yeah.
Yes, I usually call Lee cariño. There's a backstory to this, though. Should
It's
we talk about it?
guys, you're a Spanish wannabe.
No, this is not correct. We watch La Casa de Papel together or Money Heist on Netflix. Okay, way back when. And then I know the word cariño because I went to Spain and my uncle lives in Madrid. And so he always says to his wife and his kids cariño. And I'm like, what does that mean? And he was like, oh, it like means sweetheart. And I thought that was so cute. So then we heard it again when we were watching La Casa de Papel. And I just wanted to bring it back. So I call it cariño.
Anyways, yeah, put it.
It just slipped. I don't know. Sorry.
Let's go back to me now. Okay.
Okay, well, it is you.
No, I'm joking. But
What we got going on today?
so this week I had a dream that made me cry.
Oh my, is this very rare for Lee to cry?
Yeah, for some people, they don't really have they rarely have dreams. Whereas for me, I sometimes have 4 or 5 dreams a night.
Yeah, I don't know how you do that.
So despite having all the dreams all the time, I almost never cried over a dream. But one thing about me is that I generally don't really cry over being happy or sad or like, you know, or scared, any of those single, like it doesn't have as much to do with the emotion, has more to do with if I'm overwhelmed and it clogs my brain and I can't think and I cry. So like as an example, when I was way younger, when I was a kid, I used to be obsessed over justice. I think the world should be fair and just and all of that. And when things are injustice or like people mistreat,
Unjust, when things are unjust.
when things are unjust,
Yeah.
people mistreat me, I was like, that's not fair, like I'll feel overwhelmed and it'll clog up my brain. I'm like, this doesn't make sense. It shouldn't be like this. And I'll start crying.
Hmm.
But
I'd be
now,
crying every day in work then, if that was the case.
yeah, but now I've worked that out. I've accepted the world is not fair. There isn't such a thing as justice. It's subjective. Whatever is in your head, that's justice. That's only justice to you. And if you want that to happen, you got to go out and make it happen. The world doesn't owe you the justice that you imagined in your head, type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So now I can think it through. So when unjust things happen in the world, I don't cry.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's just a little background there. And now I'll go back to the dream. So the dream was my grandfather passed away a couple months ago. And I went to this dinner. This is inside the dream. My grandpa passed away.
In real life, though, your grandpa did pass away a few months ago.
So my
but
grandpa,
in the dream,
my grandpa passed away a few months ago in real life.
Yeah.
And then in the dream, I went to a dinner that's supposed to be like a dinner with my grandpa, but then with the whole family, but my grandpa's not there. And in the dream, I don't know any of these people. But then in my head, I'm like, these are my family. Like that's like somehow those information just were downloaded into my brain. Like, oh, these are my family, and I'm having a dinner with like an annual dinner with the whole family, but my grandpa is not there. And on my table, people go around the table and say something that they want. And each person says something. Some people say a bunch of things, some say a few sentences. And there's one person that said, we are sitting here eating like he's still here, but he's not. And that just hit me like, you know, I used to think the past decides the present. But then the present, the reality is we're all sitting here eating dinner together, but it affects everybody's behavior and thinking and mood because of what could have happened. So like my grandpa could have been here, but he's not here. So it's like, it's a you know, like not only what happened affects now, but what could have happened also affects now. And then I got me thinking like, okay, so my grandpa passed away, affects everybody at the table. But what if the next guy, the guy speaking, passes away next month? How is everybody else gonna feel at the next dinner? Then, you know, then it continues, like everybody at this table is gonna pass away. Then nobody's gonna remember any of this. So is there even a point in trying to think about any of this? And then at the same time, I'm thinking all of these plus a lot more I'm not gonna bore the audience with, but like it gets closer and closer to my turn. I always been an introvert and I always dislike public speaking. Now again,
even like, though Lee does super well in public speaking,
based on all the negative comments I have received.
Actually, wait, I mean, like the last time we had presentations together, you didn't do too bad.
Yeah, just like the just thing, it's like, it's not in me. It's not, I was not born with this. I had to resolve it. I have to develop it. I naturally, I don't handle emotions well. I have to develop the ability to handle emotions.
So you handle emotions pretty well.
Yeah, because you see the developed me. And same thing with public speaking. I'm not good at public speaking. And I don't like receiving like attention and judgment and all of that. Like when you know, when the teacher call you out to answer a question, you gotta stand up, everybody be staring at you. Or
we
like
don't stand, but yeah.
In China, you have stand. And then sometimes they ask you to read a paragraph. My whole face be burning. It's like feeling people staring at me and try to reach and not fumble over the words. But yeah, but later on in life, now I realize that you can just relax and like talk, like have a conversation. You don't have to, if you're like so stuck in your head, you make more mistakes.
Yeah.
And then if you just relax, and if you make mistakes, you be like, oh, sorry, like I said it wrong, my fault. And you just continue. It's not a big deal, you know? So I had to develop it.
Wow, but, you have come a long way.
Yeah. So naturally I'm introverted and I don't like public speaking. So I get nervous when it's like gets closer to my turn while I'm thinking about this other thing. So I'm like, I can't even think this through. It's starting to clog on my brain. And now I'm getting more nervous because it's my turn to say something at the same time. It's just like a whole thing just happening. And then before it gets to my turn, I wake up and then I start tears rolling down my cheeks. Well, the sun hit the left cheek and the tear rolled down my right cheek. You know, I don't know, but I just woke up, you know, felt kind of like overwhelmed and my brain clogged up and then started crying. Like not crazy crying, but it's like I don't know what to call it.
Tearing up.
But it's like the actual tears are rolling. That's kind of like a movie like cry. You know?
Okay.
You know how in movies they don't make much sound and just like silent, but then like more and more tears roll down their cheek.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I cried. And And I've never done any hardcore drugs, but that's what I imagine what psychedelics would feel like.
Oh my gosh.
Based on what other people describe, they say, you know, you go through a trip and you feel like overwhelmed and euphoric and all types of things, and then you just wake up crying and you have like a different perspective of the world. That's how they describe it. And I kind of felt like that's probably how I felt. For all of you psychedelic fans out there, tell me, comment down below, is that how you feel?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Anyways, what do you think about that?
Your background is psychedelics.
What the fuck? This is the Zoom's default background, okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know what to think of that actually, because like that's so close to what would happen in real life, kind of. You know, you go to a dinner, like this whole like dream scenario could potentially be something in real life.
Yeah. Well, that's why I wanted to tell the stream, because this is nowhere near the weirdest dream I had. I have had a lot of very, very weird dreams.
Have you ever had dreams that you still remember until now?
Yeah,
like,
many.
It feels like it's so real.
Many.
Yeah.
I've been to hell.
Is it scary?
Yeah, I guess.
Why do you think you were there?
Fuck, I don't know.
So
are you trying to imply something?
Like you just took a trip and you're like, damn, I'm here. Or did God bring you down there and be like, listen, Lee, if you don't, you know.
No, I don't know about other people's dreams, but for my dreams, for the most part, I just appear somewhere. It's all of a sudden, even if it's like I have two dreams at once, I will appear somewhere, something happens, boom, I will jump to the next place. It's like no connection, no, you know, no explanation, no nothing. But then I feel natural. I feel like, yeah, I'm supposed to be here. Like, even though I just teleported to a completely different setting. Yeah. And also, also like, I don't remember most of the details. I just remember the highlight, so to speak.
Yes.
This is when I was maybe, I don't know, 7, 8 years old when I went to hell. Yeah, I just remember seeing a big pot boiling in the middle, and then like everywhere has like a shade of red, and there's like people with the fork looking thing. What's it called?
Damn. Yeah, I don't know what that's called, but
yeah, so like the weapon. Yeah, the weapon that looks like a fork. That's, yeah, and then it's like pot of, it's a big pot. It has like a chain that's hanging. Yeah. And then it's a wood boiling down. Yeah, and I had a dream where I jump out of the building. Like, as I was jumping, I'm thinking, I'm fucking stupid, don't jump. I can't fly, you know, but at the same time, my body just won't listen to me. It just jumps out, and I'd be hard scared. I'm like, fuck, now I'm gonna smash and die, and people are gonna think fun of me, be like, oh, this kid thought he was Superman, like he watched too much anime and shit like that.
Anime.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, just
I've only ever been to heaven.
Like, what the fuck?
Like, because you're like, oh, like how? Well, I've been to like heaven because
you only been a saint.
I'm pretty good, I think.
Okay.
I'm pretty good. But yeah, like I've only ever been to heaven. I say the quotations because like I don't really know. Like, you know, hell is so distinctive, but like us also heaven is too, but then yeah, I don't know. But maybe, basically,
now you mentioned it, maybe I've been to heaven too. Just trying
to recover real quick. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, because then in my dream, this mansion was like gold, like everything was gold. My grandpa and my grandma, who already passed away on my mom's side, are inside the house and they're having like it's like tea time, they're drinking tea and everything was gold. Everything that they were wearing, the mansion was gold, the tea ware, was all gold. What they were wearing was gold. It's
Not
like
not Bitcoin.
no, you know how like Filipinos have this traditional clothing, like for men it's called the barong, and it's like a mesh chiffon looking, I
Have
don't
you
know.
seen the shit that like Kamaru and Francis Ngannou and them wear? It's like a traditional African clothes.
Yeah,
It look
it's
like that.
not that. It's a Filipino type that's very lightweight. And then the woman, my grandma was wearing the one that has like a big shoulders. I forgot that what that's called now for a woman. But yeah, they were there just chilling, looking like royalty in their mansion full of like gold. And it was so interesting.
That's
So
the most memorable dream you had.
um no, I have other memorable dreams too, but specifically this one. And usually like I cry when I tell this story.
What's the dream that you remember vividly from when you were a kid? Like you remember for over 20 years type of thing. Is there anyone?
It's like kind of messed up when it's like in my dream, I was getting ready for bed. I think this is like at, I don't know where, but it's at home, either here in the
Did
Philippines.
you did you always get ready for bed?
What
Like
the heck?
like when I was young, right? When I was a kid, and I didn't get ready for bed. I just go to bed.
That's disgusting. Lee, that's so disgusting.
Yeah.
No, I really enjoy getting ready for bed.
So always like you love
Always.
brushing your teeth, you love
Yes.
all of
I
that.
can't go to sleep without brushing my teeth.
Well, I hated brushing my teeth or
Ew.
taking a shower on the teeth.
Ooh, then you're yucky.
Yeah.
Ew. No, I'm not one of those.
You picked me.
But you're not like that
The-
anymore.
yeah.
You religiously take a shower every day.
My
You brush
mom
your teeth.
actually,
Yeah.
my mom criticized me. She's like, why do you need to waste so much water taking a shower every day? What are you doing? Like what did you do during the day that you need to like wash it? How did you get so dirty every day?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
now I'm just used to it. I don't feel good if I don't take a shower.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I do take a shower. Like I like to, sorry, I like to get ready for bed and brush my teeth and get into my pajamas and do all of that stuff.
Mm.
So yeah.
Real quick, as you were speaking, I reminded me of I've had the dream of drowning, and also I had the dream of like what do you call this? Cluster,
Clasping, clasping your hands.
yeah, cluster my hand like fingers together,
Class. Yeah.
clasp fingers together, and I couldn't take them apart in my dream.
Yeah.
Like in real life, they're clasped together.
Yeah.
But in my dream, I tried to take them apart, but then I couldn't control my body in my dream. So my body
Yeah.
stayed like this. I'm like, fuck, my hands are gonna be like this forever now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wake up sweating, fucking heart
Yeah.
racing, all type of shit.
I have that too. I have a dream where I'm like paralyzed.
Yeah. So like
It's
when
so
I
weird. Like I really want to wake up because such a bad dream. I want to wake up. I can't wake up. I'm like paralyzed.
also this is another crazy one. I had a dream when I wake up, but then I realized it was still a dream, and then wake up again, and I'm still in the
Dude,
dream. Like I wake up fucking 10 times, I'm still in the dream.
yeah, that's me.
Oh my
And
god.
I got criticized for this in high school because I literally thought that I was already awake and in class. So in my,
What the
yeah,
fuck?
like legit. In my dream, I woke up, I got ready, I went to class, right? I'm like, I'm on time, I'm killing it.
You're like you're like you're like a grade 4 students, and then like you'll be like your mom wakes you up like you gotta go to school. You're like, what do you mean? I graduated university already. Like why you trying to wake me up?
Okay, not like that. But yeah,
You went through a
and then
whole life in your dream. That's
what's
crazy.
that?
You went through a whole life in your dream. You're like got
No.
married, had kids, all types of things, and then you wake up. You're like, fuck, it's only past 2 hours.
No, it's not that bad. But I went to class because everyone's like, why are you an hour late? And I was like, I thought it was in class. Like I thought I woke up and came to class already. Everyone thought I was crazy. Like,
Yeah,
is that part of lucid dreaming?
I don't know. Also, I had a dream where I was sleeping. I thought I went to class, and then I took a nap inside of the class in my dream. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think that's worse
yeah,
because
that's why.
you're sleeping within a sleep.
Yeah, that's why. Like when you ask me like what's a memorable dream, like for me, it's like really hard to remember because back in the day, I didn't have as many dreams. I can
Mhm.
remember them, but now like one up the other is just like there's too many of them. Like sometimes something happens to remind me, oh, I had those dreams, but otherwise, like I don't remember them as much because there's so many of them. But anyways, going
Yeah.
back to your dream, what happened to your dream?
I don't know if this is the most memorable, but this is the one that I remember when I was younger. So yeah, I'm like in bed and then I just see this like ghost in front of me. Like I've never seen a ghost before,
Like
but
what
there's
does the
this
ghost look
ghost.
like?
What?
What does the ghost look like?
I don't know, it's a lady.
So it
Yeah,
looks like a person.
yeah.
Because some people say ghosts look like, you know, like transparent, you can't see or something. I don't
No,
know.
no, yeah, it's a transparent lady. But
What
I
the
can't remember if it's like my grandma or like what. Like I couldn't remember. But
mm.
I told my parents as soon as I woke up and they're like, so maybe it's my grandma. I don't know. Maybe it's a guardian angel or something. I don't know.
How come everything happens in your dream is good? You go to heaven, everybody's happy, and you have guardian angel. In my
Yeah, I
shit, I'm
don't know.
drowning, I'm fucking burning, everything
Maybe
fucked up.
maybe it's how we see life, you know? You're so cynical about life.
That's how I address all the bad things in reality. That's how when bad things happen in reality, you don't know how to deal with it. It's all roses and unicorns
I
in
really
your
don't
head.
think that. No, I really don't think so. But yeah. I
Yeah, yeah.
forgot what I was gonna say now about well, lucid dreaming I brought up earlier.
Have
Do
you
you
had sleepwalking?
no.
Do you know anybody?
No, I actually don't.
Yeah, because I've seen like videos of people sleepwalking. That shit looks scary.
Same.
People wake up, go to the fridge to get a milk and like all types of things, but they're asleep.
Yeah,
Also, I've seen a court case where a guy killed somebody, and he
that's
was like, "I
so
was sleeping." He was like, "I didn't know."
that's so messed up.
Yeah, I was like, "How? Ooh, how did that happen?" That's so crazy.
Like how did they even prove that? Like what in
Because
the
because
chemical
in
brain?
their home they had surveillance, they had cameras, and they show the footage of him like eyes closed, just like walking like a zombie, holding a knife, all type of things.
That's so messed up. I would be so scared. I would if someone was sleepwalking or sleepwalks, I would need to like tie them to the bed.
What the fuck?
That's not gonna happen. That's so scary.
Yeah, but anyways, let's move
Have
on
you
to the next.
lucid, have
Huh?
you lucid dream though? Do you know how to lucid dream? Because this is a big thing that I've been hearing a lot in YouTube videos.
What does that mean, though?
Lucid dreaming,
Yeah.
where you can control your dream.
Um, in some ways, sometimes I guess. Like sometimes you're aware you're in a dream, and
Yeah.
then you can control it, some of it.
Yeah.
Other times you just feel like it's a reality. Sometimes like there are times in my dream I fly. I'm like oh, this is a dream. I can fly if I want to and just start flying.
That's
But then
crazy.
because you know it's a dream, so it doesn't feel as good. You're like, ah, this is all fake.
Hmm.
So
Well, for me, it's like, where some like movies or or like music videos or whatever, the person's sleeping, but then there's like a transparent body that like awakens from the real person sleeping.
Okay, and
It's like an out of body experience. I kind of have like I've tried lucid dreaming, and you kind of have to be like really calm to do it, like really just clear minded, calm, like yeah, it's really interesting. It's fun, but then also it's like you know that it's a dream. So it's like
but then are you traveling in the dream world or are you traveling in reality? Can you travel to like China real quick and see what China is going on?
no,
I know.
I haven't experienced that in my dream, but I could
But
live before I could take a nap. Like I would take power naps between like classes in school. I would go home, take a power nap, do some homework, then go back to school. And I could like lay down for like 15-20 minutes and then just know like in my dream like what I'm doing.
also, this is another crazy thing that happens with my dream. Okay, it might not even be my dream. I don't know, but I would dream something is relatively benign. Is it what it's called? Benign.
Sure.
So it's like nothing special, and then I would forget about it until one day it happens in real life, and it reminded me I've seen this in my dream, and some of that the setup is so long. It's like I have a dream of me standing in front of like a lake and a mountain when I'm like 10 or something, and then like 15 years later, I will stand in front of like Burnaby Lake and be like, what the fuck? I've seen this 15 years ago in
Yeah.
my dream. And I wouldn't even, I don't even remember it, but I just feel like I've been here.
Yeah. It's that deja vu thing.
Yeah. I, I feel like maybe I'm gifted to predict the future. I just don't know how to grasp the power yet.
I don't know about that,
It's a
but
reach. It's a reach.
that's why there's movies about this on deja vu and like things happening and like it happens over again. Like what you said, it happens in a dream, but then it happens in real life, like after a few years after.
Like I don't even know if I even had the dream, but I just in real life I go somewhere, I just all of a sudden like it just dawns on me I've been here,
Yeah.
and I feel like I seen this in the dream. I don't even know if I did.
Yeah.
Just that's a feeling. I don't know.
That's deja vu.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
Anyways, let's move on to the next thing. So after I cried, I in trying to calm myself down to go back to sleep, I started watching some YouTube videos and then ran across Tiger Belly's newest episode with Bobby Lee and Khalyla. I've been following them for a long time, but I don't really watch like every episode of theirs.
Yeah, Bobby Lee is a comedian.
Yeah, he's a Korean comedian.
Yeah, and Khalyla is a model. What is she?
No, she's a podcaster.
That's it. She's a podcaster.
Yeah, she was
She used to be a model.
she
She's
was
half Filipino and half what? Persian? Egyptian.
I'm not sure. I think white, maybe white and Filipino or something.
I don't know.
She
She's a
was
halfer. I know she's half Filipino though.
her legit profession was a nurse.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, she used to be a nurse. But so yeah, I was, and then the title says addressing their breakup because there's so much clickbait these days on YouTube. I was like, it's not real. But then like I wasn't doing anything, might as well just look into it. So I watched it, and then they actually broke up, which is pretty crazy because they're like very unique individuals, both of them.
Yeah.
It's hard to see them being with someone else, and they together have had a podcast for maybe over 5 years, and they were together for over 10 years, and all of a sudden they break up. It's a trip. What do you think about that?
Of them breaking, I don't know them for too long. Like I just know them because of you and started listening to their stuff because of you. And you know, when you recommend something to me and then find the timestamp type of thing.
Yeah. You gotta
But
support your fellow Filipinos.
huh?
You gotta support your fellow Filipinos.
Sure.
Sure.
um but yeah, I just for their breakup, I don't know, I think it's weird because they've been together for so long, like you said, and like I like I can't figure out, and they can't even figure out why, like what's going on with their relationship. But like I'm sure there's a lot more things going behind the scenes that they don't want to say, like you mentioned, like off the pod. But um yeah, I feel like nothing has changed if they're still living under the same roof. They're still sleeping in the same bed. Like it's just so odd to me. Like, why even announce that?
Well, because a lot of people were like commenting and criticizing them, and like a lot of people were talking about it. So rather than letting other people talk about things with fake news, they'd rather just address it up front.
I guess so.
Yeah, but it's it's it was pretty difficult to see them breaking up because both of them are dysfunctional together. It's like, so like it's they couldn't be like, it's almost impossible for anybody to be with them, and it's almost impossible for them to want to be with anyone else. So for that reason, they might end up getting back together in the future.
Yeah.
But nobody knows. Right? I think I've followed a lot of YouTube relationships, and then a lot of them just break up out of nowhere. So now I'm sort of like used to it, but then this one is still kind of weird. Yeah, because others are like, they just make vlogs together or they prank each other, and then you kind of see how they like don't need each other and their relationship phase type of thing. But then this one's they're so close, like they know everything about each other, and they like Khalyla was even like, I'm not Bobby Lee's best friend. Bobby Lee's best friend is my mom. So like that's how close he was with her family too. It was like, and after 10 years, and they're not young anymore. It's not like, you're 18 or 20 and you break up because you want to find someone else when you're 25 or something. They're Bobby Lee's like, I don't know, close to 50 or something. And Khalyla is like 37, maybe. I don't know. At this point, how are you gonna at age 35, 40 break up and find someone else that's also age 40 and this dysfunctional? It's
Yeah.
gonna be like very difficult. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, it's definitely weird because then, like they said in their pod, they try to figure out, how to make their relationship work. And they did couples counseling, they did everything. And then they're like, now that they're not together, they get along better. Like, why can't it work when they're together then? But then when they're not together, it works better. Like, that's so weird to me.
I think not 100% of the time, but most of the times, people shouldn't be selfish with the relationship. Like, you shouldn't get a relationship for yourself. You should be sort of like solve your problems and be full and be ready to serve the relationship. In that scenario, it's way more likely for the relationship to work out, rather than you're like, oh, I need somebody. Like, oh, like I can't cook. That's why I need to find somebody to cook for me. Or, that's more of like a high school mentality. Oh, like I want to find a girlfriend because like they can make me feel good. So I don't have to be alone and all these things. And like very rarely it works. It's kind of like, what you're good at and what you love to do. Rarely they're once the same thing. most of the times they're not the same thing, so you have to pick. And for most people, I think it's better if they have the mentality of ready to serve instead of ready to take. It's like, oh, I have something missing, so I'm gonna have a relationship to make up for it, to take from the relationship. And same logic apply to having kids. I think a lot of people have kids for themselves, and they're like, you know, I have a kid, I want my kids to do this because, you know, like they're my kid, like they're gonna do this for me. Like, how can you argue against me? Whereas if they have the mentality of serving, it's like, oh, I'm good, I've experienced life, I'm ready to serve my kids, to assist them to be the best them, then like it will work out a lot better.
Yeah.
So I think that's like, and also there's another thing with them caring about each other too much. Like that's why I don't like to be nice. Like I don't need anybody to be nice to me. Like when you care how, you know, like feelings and all of these things, it's like it's not constructive. You know, that's one thing with them. They mentioned too, they were like, we couldn't be honest while we were in a relationship. After we break up, we didn't have to consider each other's feelings as much, so we started being honest and everything works a lot better. So that's another thing.
How does that work? Like,
yeah, you never had like a, I don't know, a group or friend that like they do something you don't like, you're just like, oh, okay, like there's no point in being mean or confronting them. But one day you decide like, fuck it, we're not gonna be friends anymore. I'm gonna tell you this is actually what you did. This is actually what happened. This is how you made me feel. Now I don't want to be your friend anymore. But then now they finally get it. Now they can change because they didn't even know this before. But then you thinking you're doing them a favor by not confronting them, or you know, whatever you think, or you try to be nice. You like if you don't turn down any invitation, let's say your friend invited you to something and you're like, oh, like they treat me as a friend, let me be nice and just say yes, then they're gonna think you enjoy coming, so they're gonna go out of their way to invite you every time. And then it builds up, and when they blows up, you're like, fuck, I actually don't want to come. And then they didn't know, they're like, what the fuck, you've been coming for 5 years and I thought you enjoy, that's why I like, we didn't even have a spot, I fight to get an additional spot for you because I thought you like it so much. But then now it all blows up and you start being honest, you're like, ah, fuck, I actually hate attending those events, I'm doing it just to be nice.
I don't know. I think for me, like, for the most part, I tell my friends or I tell the people that I'm surrounded with that I don't like this, or like I get bothered by this. Or at least my friends that know how to be like open about things, and they tell me like, hey, I actually really didn't like it that you did that, or like, oh, it's really annoying when you were doing this. And then I could say the same back to them. Like we just kind of have that kind of relationship. But yeah, I do understand what you mean by that. Like there are people who are like, I can't be like so forward about,
Yeah,
because then it will hurt their feelings.
yeah, with a friend is already difficult. With a boyfriend or girlfriend or brother, sister, mom, dad, son, and daughter, it's like even harder.
No, like with my parents and my brother, like it's pretty open. It's pretty like, oh my God, like, just say it how it is type of thing. But I don't know, how do we do it? We're pretty open, aren't we?
I'm definitely open, but you don't like it.
No. What do you mean I don't like it? I do like it.
Anyways, let's move on to the next topic.
What the heck?
So, Elon Musk news. Elon Musk has filed to terminate the deal with Twitter. So he's gonna pull out. He says he don't want to buy Twitter anymore. What do you think about that?
Well, that's fair because like kind of had a feeling it was so rushed. Twitter can't get their shit together.
Yeah, he said that they have more bots than they claim, and they don't have, like, they wouldn't provide him with good data.
Yeah, I could tell from like that deal from the very beginning when they're just like last minute having these meetings and stuff, like they're not prepared. It's not gonna happen. It would have been nice to, like, obviously I wanted Elon Musk to actually close the deal and get what he wanted, and then see like how that pans out moving forward. Because like what, Trump was gonna get reinstated.
Well, I don't think that matters that much.
It doesn't, but you know what I mean? Like the people who are banned are going to be back on there. And then I just think it's going to be interesting to see what kind of conversations come up from the crazy things people start saying. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I think about that.
Yeah, I always thought it was a bad deal.
Yeah.
So like in some ways I'm glad that it didn't happen, because
Same.
Twitter wasn't worth that much. And like, even as Elon Musk as the new CEO, he can change things. I'm still like hesitant to get on Twitter. I'm like, do I really want to get on Twitter?
Mm.
But if he starts a new social media, I probably like most likely will be on there.
Yeah.
That's a main difference. But at the same time, that starting a new company might suck up a lot more of his time and effort. So that part I kind of don't like, but it just comes with it.
Yeah.
So speaking of pulling out, what Elon Musk doesn't pull out is with women. Okay.
Oh
So a
gosh.
new filing showed he had a different set of twins around the same time as his second child with Grimes, but with a different woman from one of his companies called Neuralink. She's one of the executives in Neuralink. She's 36-year-old Canadian.
She's Canadian?
Yeah.
Oh,
So what do you think about that?
well, I don't know. Elon Musk has a lot of, he's got his hands in different buckets, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, I don't know. I'm just surprised that it has to do with someone who's on his executive team.
Yeah. From what I heard, she's like a young genius type of thing. She was
Mhm.
on the Forbes 30 under 30 list. So like 30, the top 30 people under 30 years old. And she was like a director of a few different companies and one of the top executive, one of the top AI person in the world, and all types of things.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And she couldn't wait to have Elon Musk's babies. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, well, it's Elon Musk. I think at this point, every woman would want his babies.
Whoa. I don't know about all that. Because
Probably.
like on Twitter, half of Twitterverse hates Elon Musk's guts. So
They just say that.
it's a hit and miss.
No.
But I was thinking about that the other day though. What's interesting is Elon Musk is like a very smart guy. And then he'd be having all types of kids with many different women. So how are the kids gonna be different? Like, what if it's like his kids with the actress are actually not smart, and then his kids with Grimes are smart? Then clearly, then you'll be on the actress. It will be the actress' fault that the kids are not smart because they all have Elon Musk genes, and it's on the women to ensure the kids become smart, you know.
Well, luck of the draw, isn't it? Is Elon Musk's brother as smart as Elon Musk?
Not as smart, but he's also smart. Yeah. When they started SpaceX and Tesla and all of that, he started with Elon Musk and he invested money. So yeah.
That's cool.
And also I was thinking, but what if it's the other way? What if by having Elon Musk's genes, it guarantees them to be smart? But now all I think now it's 10 kids, right? They say all 10 kids. I don't know. I heard mixed reports, but whatever. Okay, let's just say 10 as a round number. Yeah, there was like a report that said, I mean, there's a government goal. They're gonna reduce like greenhouse gas by 50% by 2030 or something. And David Sachs was like, those are very suspicious round numbers. He's like, why are they all round numbers? Like, there's no science or data behind the goals. That's why they're all round numbers. Yeah. But anyways, let's make a round number 10 kids. Okay. So let's say all 10 kids are smart because of Elon Musk, but then all 10 kids have a different talent because their mom has a different talent. So then it's like, you know, one kid's gonna become the innovator in the entertainment industry, then another kid is gonna become an innovator in the music industry, then another kid's gonna become an innovator in AI industry. And then later on, it's gonna be 10 people sitting on at a round table deciding the fate of the world because they're the top 10 elite people in 10, like in all of the 10 industries, but then they're from the same Musk family.
Wow, full circle. That'd be so scary, actually.
Yeah, because there are a lot of famous families that are rich, like Rothschild and Rockefeller and all of that. But then their whole family does the same thing. So it's sort of like, you know, it's kind of like they're having a family business and then the next generation just run it. But then what I'm describing is like 10 different people go out of the world, they do separate things. And then they all rise to the top based on their ability. The only advantage they have is that they had the genes from Elon Musk. And then if they all rise to the top, and then they just happen to all be siblings, they will be the first, it might be the last ever family that's like this powerful and like this wide reaching, you know.
Do you think they're probably going to be the richest
family?
Yeah.
I don't know how you count family if it's all different moms. How do you count? Do you count it?
That's true, actually.
The same family?
Yeah.
I don't know, but maybe it's like if you count like anybody who has the same last name as the same family, then actually you don't even need a family. So Elon Musk by himself is going to be the richest family in the world already. He's going to be the first ever trillionaire.
You think so?
Yeah, if he doesn't, then my Tesla stock won't go up that much.
Then let's hope so.
Yeah, if in order for him to become a trillionaire, the Tesla stock has to go up a lot. So I hope he becomes a trillionaire because
are the Rothschilds not trillionaires?
I'm not sure because it's they're a private family, so they don't disclose their things. And then it's all estimation because like they own a bunch of different real estate and this and that. So it's like this is a guess. They cannot take $1 trillion in cash. But Elon Musk's money is all in stocks. They're like highly traded stocks on the stock market right now. He can actually get them cash out. And then, you know,
that's interesting to me.
Yeah, in the future, if he dominates Mars, then it's gonna become, not even quantifiable. He was tweeting after the news came out that he had twins. He was tweeting, he was saying, I'm trying my best to address the negative birth rate. The population on Mars is still 0.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Can you imagine he just has kids just for Mars? Okay, guys, you're going to go to Mars and you're going to populate Mars. That's your job.
Oh, you know what I picture when you said that?
What?
I pictured 10 blonde-haired little kids with astronaut helmet running around trying to go to Mars.
Yeah.
Oh my God, like a daddy told us to get in the rocket, and then Charlie, stop pushing me. What are you doing? They be fighting.
Oh man.
That's what I picture in my head.
That's cute.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious. But anyways, yeah, anything more to say about that?
No.
Do you have any desire to compete with Elon Musk on having more kids?
I really don't think so. 9, 10? Jeez.
He's not done yet, as
That's
far
gonna
as we
be,
can tell.
honestly though, because he had kids through many different women, it's like, come on, that's a given. You can have as many as you can, as you want.
It's cheating.
But if you have one wife, like my grandpa and my grandma, 11 kids, yo, they're OGs. Like,
But if you use surrogate, then it's like, you can do that too.
yeah, but like one woman popping out 11 kids.
Yeah.
That's
Some women are built different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah. I think it was Genghis Khan. It's like the Mongolian guy. He was like an emperor from Mongolia. He ride horses, conquer around the world while spreading seeds. I think he was the one with like the most kids in the world. He's like, you can detect his genes in like many different continents.
That's crazy.
He had like kids. Yeah. So the last thing is the whole world is revolting against government. The governments around the world are falling apart. So Joe Biden's fumbling over his words, falling off bikes, as the support level the lowest on the record, could barely read the teleprompter. And in UK, Boris Johnson, the prime minister, just resigned. And in Sri Lanka, like a bunch of people, protesters, went into the prime minister's house and the palace. They like occupied the pool. They start swimming in it, all types of things.
That's messed up.
And in Japan, somebody just shot the ex prime minister, and he died.
That's so sad.
He was like the longest reigning prime minister, and his great grandparents, his father, were both like prime ministers or something like this. It's like a family long politician. But then it just shows the anger people feel towards the government and the politicians nowadays.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
It's getting out of hand.
Yeah. That's it. That's getting out of hand.
Well, no, because government's always been government. Like, it's such a long, old institution, and people think they're gonna what, overturn that by doing all this nonsense. Like, that's not gonna change anything.
Yeah, that's my worry. My worry is like people are trying to start overturning the government. It's like I have zero faith the government is going to become capable and efficient, but I have even less faith in the in the regular person that overturning them is going to do a better job.
Yeah, that's why I was like, what's the point in doing that?
I have a lot more respect for people who play the game, play within the system, rise to the top and change things rather than saying, oh, I'm not doing good, so it's not fair, so let's change the rules, let's change the system.
Yeah.
Then it's kind of like a cop-out.
Yeah.
Then it's like, maybe you're right, but then how do you, like, you can't just change the system every time somebody complains, somebody doesn't do well and complains.
Yeah.
But if you show that you can rise to the top regardless of the rules, and you're like, yo, I'm gonna be president or billionaire or whatever it is within your rules, but I'm winning, even though despite me winning, I'm telling you this is not fair. I will change it to against my own interests because it's the right thing to do. Then that's a lot more respectable.
Yeah.
But citizens around the world don't really care about that. It's a natural cycle. Like that's how like government always works. Like it does well in the beginning and then start falling apart, and then people revolt and overturn them, and then they do well in the beginning and then they start falling apart and then it's new. But then I just don't want to go through that.
Yes.
Well, I wish world peace, but yeah, anyways, do you have anything else to say about that?
No.
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
The last thing maybe is that we might not release an episode next week.
I was just thinking about that. No, we might. We're gonna see. We're gonna try to make this work,
Yeah, it depends, but just so you guys know, if we don't release the episode next week, everything is okay. We're just gonna release the episode the week after.
Gonna do a double release or what?
Yeah, and then the inflation report is gonna come out this Wednesday. So if we don't release the episode next week, then you guys, have to deal with this alone. If the inflation is bad, you don't have me explaining things to you, comforting you. This one's on you now, guys. Right.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So, okay, we good?
Yeah, we good.
All right. Anyways, having said all that, don't be normal, be yourself. We'll see you on the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.